The second to last Friday of the USPBL regular season, a Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna. It's the Diamond Hoppers and the Unicorns. This is the pregame show on the USPBL network. I'm Teddy Rodquist alongside the manager of the Diamond Hoppers, Ryan Cockey. Ryan, I appreciate you taking the time to be here. It gives us an interesting perspective to have a manager on the pregame show, and we'll jump right in talking about your Diamond Hopper club. You know, guys, this is your second game in as many nights. You lost to the Beavers last night, little two-game skid, but you guys are still comfortably in second place. You won 6 of your last 8 before that, and you got an all-star pitcher on the mound tonight in Brett Irwin. What do you think will be the keys for you guys to get back on track?
I think, honestly, I mean, it's been kind of the case the whole season. You know, if even that 6-game slide we went through, we preach consistency, just trying to get back on track and know what we're going to do and keep moving forward in that aspect of it.
Absolutely. And then on the other side, playing a Unicorn club tonight, that they picked up a win over the Beavers the other night, a much-needed win. They had dropped 9 out of 10 before that, and as has been the case in most of Utica's wins this season, it was the pitching that carried them. It was Andrew Huffman the other night, and now Tristan Harvin on the hill, an all-star pitcher on that side as well tonight. What are you looking for out of the Unicorns?
I mean, I think I said this last time. You never count on a Skip Johnson team. You know, the Unicorns' history in this league tells enough not to take them lightly. You spoke about Huffman. Huff has been doing a great job, especially since he came back in the starting role. He shut us down a couple times already, and for him to throw a couple days ago, took some pressure and stress off me as a manager, but at the same time, you know, the Unicorns are always the Unicorns, you know, and right. You know, until you knock them off, they're always still going to be, especially in my mind, you know, the team to beat.
Absolutely. Ryan, again, we appreciate you being here. 7:05, our first pitch tonight. We'll be back with the starting lineups. This is the pregame show on the USPBL television network.
Go Hoppers.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan, a Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna. It's the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns. Welcome into our broadcast booth here in the USPBL television network. I'm Teddy Rodquist. A beautiful 75-degree night. The ceremonial first pitches have been completed, and let's take a look at tonight's presenting sponsors. We'll get to those presenting sponsors in a moment, but we'll just recap what's been going on here in the USPBL the last couple of days while we get that going for you. The Diamond Hoppers come into this game firmly in second place in the league. They are 21-19, 2.5 games back of the first place Woolly Mammoths. And then the Unicorns are in last place. They're 7 games back at 16-23, but the Unicorns picked up a nice win over the Beavers on Wednesday night. The lineup's being exchanged at home plate right now. Ryan Cockey, the manager for the Diamond Hoppers, and Nick Caruso, the assistant coach for the Utica Unicorns. We got the sponsors ready to roll, and let's hop right into those. We begin with Magna, Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, this Bud's for you, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Detroit Thomas Edison, Fifth Third Bank, banking at your convenience. Jarbcom, audio video solutions. Jimmy John's. Macomb Community College. McLaren Macomb. McQuaid Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Refrigeration. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. Pepsi. Scott's. And by UWM, United Wholesale Mortgage. And now, as they're still wrapping up at home plate there, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We will begin with our visitors, the Utica Unicorns. Nick Pastor leads it off. He's in center field, leading the club with a .288 batting average. Jared Weber's at third base. He's hitting second tonight. The lefty, Lucas Gooden, he's at first base, hitting third. The cleanup man behind the dish, Felix Abaret. Josh Baker, the designated hitter, hitting fifth. Angel Diaz, he's out in left field tonight, hitting sixth. Phil Matulia, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, in the seventh spot. The all-star Patrick Baggett, the shortstop, he's hitting eighth. And in the ninth spot, Donathan Curiel, the second baseman. We saw him have a double and a triple Wednesday night in that victory over the Beavers. On the mound, Tristan Harvin, another USPBL all-star. We'll have more on Harvin in a minute. And now for the home team, the Diamond Hoppers. 3 lefties and a switch hitter in there tonight for manager Ryan Cockey. Luis Acevedo, the second baseman, he'll lead it off. He started every game here in 2023. Noah Marcoux and his USPBL leading .483 on base percentage. He's a designated hitter tonight, hitting second. Joe Burke, the first baseman, hitting third. He's leading the league in 8 home runs and an RBI. Bryant Schellenbarger out in right field tonight, left-handed hitting cleanup man, the Akron Zip from Mount Vernon, Ohio. Joe Califoot's hitting fifth in left field. Anthony Flores, the center fielder, sixth. Bottom 3, Taj Porter will do the catching switch hitter from Mandeville, Louisiana. Alex Pupp, the all-star shortstop, and Chandler Dunn getting the nod at third base tonight. He's ninth. On the hill tonight for the Diamond Hoppers, another all-star, Brett Irwin. We'll be back with the defensive lineups and the first pitch here on the USPBL Television Network.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Welcome back here to the USPBL Television Network. The Utica Unicorns and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers about to get underway. Let's take a look how the Diamond Hoppers will line up defensively behind Brett Irwin tonight. Got 6 All-Stars out there defensively, 3 in the infield and all 3 outfielders. It'll be Taj Porter doing the catching, completing the battery with Irwin. The infield first to third, you got Joe Burke, Luis Acevedo, Alex Pupp, and Chandler Dunn. All 3 of them, except for Dunn, are All-Stars. And then the outfield left to right, Joe Califoot, Anthony Flores, and Bryant Schellenbarger. And now, that defensive lineup was sponsored by 3-Dimensional Services. And now, here's our pitcher comparison sponsored by Ascension. You see Tristan Harvin and Brett Irwin for the Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers, respectively. Couple of right-handers, both All-Stars this season. Harvin 5-4 with a 4.09 ERA and 55 innings. Irwin, not as many innings. He's only thrown 31, but he has a similar ERA, 4.06, and a 1-1 record. 36 strikeouts and only 14 walks for Brett Irwin. We'll run through that Unicorn lineup real quick here one more time for you. It's Pastor, Weber, and Good in the top 3. Aberrett, Baker, Diaz, the middle 3, and Matulia, Baggett, and Curiel, the bottom 3. Brett Irwin. 24-year-old native of Fairfield, California, and then played collegiately at Maine. Went from California to Maine. 6'1", 195 pounds. It's a 4-pitch mix for Irwin. Has both fastballs, 4-seam ran to 2-seam, a changeup, and a slurve. One of the rare pitchers that employs the slurve. Pastor stepping to the plate, the left-handed hitter, and we are about to get underway. A little bit ahead of schedule, 7:02 here Eastern time. First pitch of the game from Irwin, in there for a strike. And we are off and running. Wherever you may be, however you may be watching, happy to have you along. Pastor swings at the 0-1, fouls it out of play left side, quickly 0-2. We do have the pitch clock here in the USPBL. It is at the bottom right corner of our scoreboard there in left center field. Rarely comes into play, though. The 0-2 from Irwin off the plate outside, now 1-2. Pastor's 38th game. He started all 38, leading the club with a .288 batting average, couple of home runs, 9 RBI, and stolen 14 bases. Leads the USPBL with 14 stolen bases. Ground ball left side, mishandled by Dunn, but he picks it up, fires across the diamond to Burke and makes the play. Nice job there by Chandler Dunn. It was a routine ground ball. He originally bobbled it, but recovered and was able to throw out Pastor by about a half a step. So 1 up, 1 down, 5-3 goes the putout. And Jared Weber, the third baseman, coming to the plate. And as he did with Pastor, Irwin starts Weber with a strike. Utica in last place. They come into this game as there's a ball upstairs. At 16-23, 7 games back. However, they did pick up a nice win over the Beavers Wednesday night, 4-1. The 1-1 on the outside corner, 1-2. Nice 4-seam fastball there from Irwin. Went back to that outside corner, but missed on the righty Weber there, 2-2. Just underway here, second batter of the game. No score, top of the first inning. Teddy Ryquist here in the USPBL television network. The Unicorns and the Diamond Hoppers. Weber swings and misses. 2 up, 2 down. First strikeout of the night for Fairfield, California's Brett Irwin. So if the Unicorns want to get something going here in the top of the first, it'll be up to the first baseman now. Lisden, Indiana's Lucas Gooden, who was up here in the broadcast booth with us last night working the track man. He takes strike 1. All 3 hitters have taken strike 1 here from Irwin. The 0-1 a little bit up and a little bit off the plate now, 1-1. Gooden's got some pop in this left-handed bat. And you can see it's got some nice size. 6'2", 220 pounds, swings and misses right there. Does have 4 home runs this season, and now he is in a 1-2 hole. Brett Irwin trying to have a 1-2-3 first inning. Ground ball right side, that one will go foul. .75 degrees here in Utica. Beautiful August 25th night. Not having to worry about the rain as of now, as we've had to the last 2 nights. 1-2 here from Irwin to Gooden. Got him looking, outside corner, nothing doing for the Unicorns in the first. We'll be back with the bottom of the first here in the USPBL television network.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Bottom of the first inning, no score between the Diamond Hoppers and Unicorns. Diamond Hoppers get ready to bat. Tristan Harvin on the hill, USPBL All-Star here for the Unicorns in 2023. And we'll take a look at how the Unicorns line up defensively behind Harvin. There are 5 All-Stars out there tonight. Felix Aberrett, he was the designated hitter Wednesday night. He'll complete the battery, do the catching tonight. The infield, first to third, Lucas Gooden, Donovan Curiel, Patrick Baggett, and Jarrett Weber. Gooden, Curiel, and Baggett, all All-Stars. The outfield, left to right, Angel Diaz, Nick Pastor, and Phil Matulia. Unicorns went 1-2-3 in their top half of the first, and it'll be Luis Aceveda, Noah Marcoux, and Joe Burke here for the Diamond Hoppers in the bottom half against Tristan Harvin. Harvin leads this Unicorn club with 5 wins, making his 15th start and his 16th appearance. 25-year-old native of Dothan in Alabama, played collegiately at Birmingham Southern College, a Division III school in Alabama. 6 foot, 185 pounds. It's a 3-pitch arsenal for Harvin as he begins with ball 1 in the dirt to Acevedo. It's a 4-seam fastball, a splitter, and a curveball. A pretty simple mix of pitches, but it's been effective for Harvin. Tried to drop the curveball in there and nearly did, but missed with it. 2-0. Grounded foul there by Acevedo left side. Sounded like he might have broke his bat, but doesn't look like he thought so. 27th game for Acevedo, hitting .272. Got a home run, 10 RBI, stolen 4 bases in 5 tries. Native of Caracas in Venezuela and moved to Florida when he was 14. Takes one up high here, 3-1 now the count. We talked about the Unicorns picking up that win Wednesday night over the Beavers. They had lost 9 of their last 10 before that. It was a much-needed win for them. Acevedo swinging 3-1, pops it up here on the infield left side. It'll be the third baseman Weber taking charge, making the catch. 1 up, 1 down, and a nice job there by Tristan Harvin getting it out on a 3-1 pitch. But to get back to that Wednesday night win for the Unicorns, it was the pitching that carried them. That was Andrew Huffman at 8 shutout innings that night. Only allowed 1 hit in his 8 innings. And that has been the theme for the Unicorns this season. When they have won, especially in the first half of this 2023 USPBL season, it's been the pitching that carries them. Noah Marcoux takes a curveball just off the plate outside. Left-handed hitting Marcoux leads the USPBL, .483 on base percentage. Takes another one up and away, now 2-0. Marcoux, 6'3", 225 pounds, stands deep in that left-handed batter's box, swinging here and fouls it back to the screen, 2-1. Native of Saginaw, 24 years old, played collegiately at Division II Davenport in the GLIAC, the Davenport Panthers in Grand Rapids. It's an upright, relaxed stance. He flexes the knees slightly and keeps the hands close to the left shoulder. Ball 3, 3-1 for the second straight batter for Tristan Harvey. He was able to get Acevedo to pop up on that 3-1 pitch. We'll see if he has a similar fortune here with Marcoux. Hard hit, but once again, it's a 3-1 out for Tristan Harvin. A line drive, nice play by the second baseman, Donovan Curiel. Good swing by Noah Marcoux, but nothing to show for it. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Jeffersonville, Indiana's Joe Burke. He of the USPBL leading 8 home runs and 33 RBI. Takes ball 1 up and away from Harvin. Ground ball left side. Waist high bounce for third baseman Weber. Across the diamond to Gooden. And as we had in the top of the first, 3 up, 3 down to the bottom of the first. We've played 1, scoreless on the USPBL television network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Brett Irwin back out for his second inning of work. Unicorn 0, Diamond Hopper 0. Teddy Rodquist with you here on the USPBL television network. The second to last Friday of the 2023 USPBL regular season. It'll be in the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Felix Abarrete, Josh Baker, and Angel Diaz to face Irwin here in the second. Unicorns went 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. Pastor popped up to the third, grounded out to the third baseman, and then a couple of strikeouts for Irwin to finish the inning. First pitch of the second inning, all the way back to the screen, 1-0 on Abarrete. 25-year-old native of San Bruno in California, South Alabama Jaguar, played in the Sun Belt Conference, 6'2", 210 pounds, good size. Irwin just misses one off the outside corner there to the right-handed hitting Abarrete, now 2-0. Still looking for our first base runner here. Both teams went 1, 2, 3 in their half of the first. Abarrete grounds one foul, and looks like it went off the catcher, Taj Porter there. Home plate umpire will walk out to Irwin, give Porter a little time. That's one of the little intricacies, one of the cool gamesmanships you see in the game of baseball, that oftentimes when the catcher gets hit by a foul ball like that, the home plate umpire will walk out to the pitcher, maybe brush off the plate, give the catcher a little time, and vice versa. Umpires get hit by foul balls too, and you'll see the catcher walk out there to talk to his pitcher and just give the umpire a second. 2-1 to Abarrete. Ground ball left side. Third baseman Dunn cuts it off, moving to his left. A nice play. 5-3 goes to put out. Chandler Dunn, a couple of nice plays here. He began the first inning with a put out, and now he begins the second inning here with a put out. Josh Baker now looking against something, going with 1 out for the Unicorns. Left-handed hitter, fouls his first pitch over near the Diamond Hopper dugout in the third base side, 0-1. Left-handed hitter, native of Clarksburg, West Virginia, and played for Middle Tennessee State in Conference USA. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders. The 0-1 off the plate outside, 1-1. No score here, bottom of the second inning on the USPBL television network. Unicorns, Diamond Hoppers, Josh Baker at the plate, the 1-1 from Brett Irwin, up and away, 2-1. .36th game for Baker this year, hitting an even .250. Ground ball back up the middle, but Diamond Hoppers had him played perfectly. The shortstop pup behind the bag. Over to Baker, 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Or I should have said pup over to Burke, not Baker's first baseman, Joe Burke, of course. Nice job defensively there by the Diamond Hoppers. I had him scouting report played off, and they had Baker played perfectly. Angel Diaz getting the start in left field tonight, trying to get something going with 2 outs here for the Unicorns. First pitch fouled back to the screen. Diaz did not start Wednesday night against the Beavers, but did come into the game as a pinch runner, stole a base, and then finished the game defensively in left field. Had a couple of catches out there. The 0-1 from Irwin. High and away, 1-1. Diaz in .250 this season, does have a home run, a couple of RBI. Scored 9 runs. Takes one on the outside corner, now 1-2. Brett Irwin, both pitchers have been sharp, but particularly Irwin here in his second inning of work, looking for 6 up, 6 down. The 1-2 to Diaz. Swung on and missed, and Irwin's third strikeout will end the second. We've played 1.5, scoreless on the USPBL television network, powered by United Wholesale Mortgage.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
For the past 35 years, Bell's Brewery has been inspired to brew beers that you can count on, not just for taste, but quality. From Two Hearted Ale to Oberon to new classics like Official Heisey IPA or the easy drinking Golden Ale, Bell's has been inspired to brew beer since 1985. Bell's Brewery, Cornstalk, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Bell's Brewery. Bottom of the second inning, we are still looking for our first base runner. Scoreless, Diamond Hoppers, Unicorns. The 4, 5, 6 hitters, Schellenbarger, Califoot, Flores here for the Diamond Hoppers in the bottom of the second against Tristan Harvin. Diamond Hoppers did have a good swing at Noah Marcoux line out in the top of the first, but no hits or base runners to show for it. Schellenbarger, left-handed hitter. First pitch swinging and lifts one high in the air to right field, but it'll be playable. Routine for Phil Matulia. He'll make the catch. One pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Schellenbarger, he's got some power, and he just got underneath that one. Here's JJ, our field general, our bat dog. JJ always does a terrific job. Joe Califoot at the plate here now. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Takes a curveball off the plate outside, ball 1. Califoot had one of the plays of the night in a losing effort last night against the Beavers, taking a home run away from Christian Ortega with a catch in left field, takes one high and away, now 2-0. Ortega did have a grand slam last night, of course, for the Beavers, but he very well could have, maybe even should have had a 2-home run game, but Joe Califoot wasn't having it. One of the best catches we've seen in the USPBL this season, jumping high in the air over the wall in left field. And now after the first 2 pitches were off the plate outside, this one in on the hands of Califoot inside, 3-0. Total of 10 up, 10 down between the two teams so far. Califoot looking to be our first base runner. But it'll go to a full count. Califoot played for Division II Edgewood College. He's in Wisconsin. He's from Columbus, Wisconsin. Swinging on the full count. Pitch. Line drive, deep right field, but Matulio will move back a few steps, make the catch. A good swing for Califoot, but a long out. 2 out, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Couple of fly balls off the Diamond Hopper bats here in the bottom of the second. First one a little lazier off the bat of Bryant Schellenbarger, and then the second one there off the bat of Joe Califoot hit a little harder, but 2 outs. Now Anthony Flores, the center fielder, will step to the plate. Right-handed hitting Flores takes a curveball for strike 1. Now the 0-1 ground ball left side. The shortstop Baggett on the run across the diamond to Gooden. Nice play and another 1-2-3 inning. We're scoreless through 2. Diamond Hopper 0, Unicorn 0. This is the USPBL Television Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood.
And reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Top of the third inning, Unicorns coming to the plate. Unicorn 0, Diamond Hopper 0 on the USPBL Television Network. Teddy Reich was with you here in Utica. Beautiful night, happy to have you along, and a great crowd here at Jimmy John's Field. See the listed capacity here at Jimmy John's Field, it's 4,500. You got the stadium-style seating that wraps all the way around from the third base side to the first base side. But of course, that's not all of it. It's Chevrolet Pavilion out in left field, the hill in right field. A lot of people here tonight, especially that hill in right field. Good turnout out there. Nice shot at Tristan Harvin, our starting pitcher for the Unicorns there in the dugout. It was one of our themes we talked about at the top of the show. Harvin and Irwin, a couple of USPBL All-Stars this season, and we've seen why thus far tonight. 6 up, 6 down for both teams through the first 2 innings. Bottom of the order here for the Unicorns, 7, 8, 9 in the top of the third. Phil Matulia, Patrick Baggett, Donovan Curiel. Matulia takes ball 1. Now a swing and a miss there by Matulia to even the count up at 1-1. Lofted over the head of the third baseman Chandler Dunn, and our first base runner of the game is our first hit of the game. Matulio around first. He'll easily pull into second with a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting there by Phil Matulio, going the other way with it. Left-handed hitter taking it to left field. First double of the season for Matulio, his second extra base hit. His only other one was a triple. Now that'll bring up Patrick Baggett, the switch hitting shortstop. Baggett at 208 in 39 games this year and fouls the first pitch well back out of play left side. No score, top of the third inning. Utica Unicorns, Eastside Diamond Hoppers. The 0-1 just off the plate inside. Baggett lifts the hands up to show home plate umpire how far off the plate inside that was. 1-1. Phil Matulio at second base here with no outs. He doubled. Baggett now takes one just off the plate outside. So after Irwin just missed inside, now he just misses outside. High there from Irwin, 3-1. Baggett, one of the rare switch hitters, 23-year-old native of Blairsville in Georgia. And he'll work a walk right here. So the first two Unicorns reach base here in the third. The double by Matulio, now a walk for Andrew Baggett. Or excuse me, Patrick Baggett. Donovan Curiel in that 9 spot, the all-star second baseman. He had a huge game Wednesday night. If it weren't for Andrew Huffman's 8 shutout innings, Donovan Curiel probably would have been the MVP of that Wednesday night victory. Squares to bunt here, and he does get it down. He'll be back just to the left of the mound, fielded by Irwin, and he threw it in the dirt. Burke did a nice job of, he didn't pick it, but just nice job of knocking it down and keeping it in front of him. Burke tried to throw back behind Matulio there at third base, but he's in safely. And what was intended to be a sacrifice bunt will be a reached on air there, I imagine. I imagine it'll be a throwing error on Irwin. So the bases are loaded with no outs here as Curiel reaches, Matulio moves up to third, and Baggett moves up to second. Or it looks like they did go up with a hit there for Curiel, so they're giving him a bunt single. Back to the top of the order, Pastor takes ball 1, low and in. Unicorns a chance to do some major damage here in the top of the third. No outs, bases loaded. Leadoff man Nick Pastor at the plate takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Pastor grounded out to third his first time up. The 1-1 here, swung on and missed. Now 1-2, and Brett Irwin 1 out away from what would be a big strikeout here. That was that slurve right there that Irwin features. Not a lot of pitchers do, but he's one of them. 1-2, ground ball left side. Pup to Acevedo. To Burke. They won't get the back end. They do get the force at second. So it's a fielder's choice. Matulio scores. 1-0 Unicorns here in the top of the third. Fielder's choice, RBI for Nick Pastor. Pastor now in double digits, his 10th RBI this season. Jared Weber at the plate. Ball 1. So it's been double, walk, bunt, single. Fielder's choice produced a run here for the Unicorns in the third. Weber out in front of the curveball there, 1-1. Off the plate outside from Weber, 2-2. Or from Irwin to Weber. 19th game for Jared Weber, hitting .258, 16 for 62, swinging at the 2-2 and fouls it straight back over the screen. We'll do it again. The 2-2 from Irwin. Runners on the corners, one out. Popped up, and it'll get out of play back behind home plate. The catcher, Taj Porter, gave chase, but there was no room. Well out of play. Pastor took off on first there, put him in motion, try to prevent the double play if Weber does hit something on the ground. 1-0, the Unicorns lead the Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the third inning, looking for more. Runners on the corners, one out. The 2-2 to Jared Weber. Low and away, 3-2. Weber in this 2 spot for the Unicorns tonight. Lisden, Indiana's Lucas Gooden, the lefty on deck. Utica would love to get him to the plate with 2 or 3 runners on base. Full count pitch, popped up by Weber. Foul territory behind home plate. Taj Porter loses the mask, makes the catch. Nice job. And a big second out for Brett Irwin and the Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the third. A foul out. So the bases were loaded with no outs after the Phil Matulia double, the Patrick Baggett walk, and the Donovan Curiel bunt single, and now runners on the corners with 2 outs as Lucas Gooden takes strike 1 at the knees. The Unicorns got that run on the ground ball, fielder's choice off the bat, and Nick Pastor. Matulia scored. Pastor still at first base right now. Baggett over at third is Gooden swinging at the 0-1, back to the screen, 0-2, and Brett Irwin 1 strike away from getting out of this with only allowing 1 run and doing a terrific job of limiting the damage if he can do so. A long look in here from Irwin. Pitch clock down to 5. The 0-2 to Gooden. A little up, 1-2. Good take there from Gooden. Strong eye. Gooden played collegiately at NAIA Indiana Wesleyan. The 1-2 is in the dirt. Throw down to second base as Pastor took off. It went into center field. Baggett will score. Now 2-0 Unicorns as they will get a run on the throwing error there by Taj Porter, the catcher. Nick Pastor, we saw him go in motion during Weber's at-bat, which produced a foul ball, and then they sent him there again, and Porter's throw bounced well in front of the bag and skidded into center field, and now the 2-2 will get past Porter back to the screen, and Pastor will move all the way over to third base. So the stolen base, and now the wild pitch. He's moved up 180 feet from first to third. Pastor on third, 2 outs, full count on Lucas Gooden at the plate. 2-0 Unicorns here in the top of the third inning. They're leading the Diamond Hoppers. Brett Irwin's full count offer into Gooden. High towering fly ball, well fouled down the right field line. Gooden, a nice swing, but he was out in front of it. If Gooden can keep it going here, Felix Abaret is on the on-deck, in the on-deck circle. And Gooden does keep it going. He draws a walk as Irwin misses low and in. So 2-0 Unicorns lead in here in the top of the third, and runners on the corners with 2 outs for Felix Aberret. And for Pastor, that stolen base that resulted in Baggett scoring is the 15th stolen base of the season for Pastor. 15th in 18 tries. He leads the USPBL with those 15 swipes. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 2-0 Unicorn lead. Strike 1 from Irwin to Aberret. This is the USPBL Television Network. Teddy Rydquist with you on the call tonight. The 0-1 ground ball right side off the glove of Irwin. He'll recover, shovel it over to Burke. So the Unicorns score 2, and that is not just the final out of the top of the third inning, is our 5th third out of the game, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Unicorns score 2 in the top half of the third. Diamond Hoppers coming to bat in the bottom of the third. This is the USPBL Television Network.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Bottom of the third inning, Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers 2-0 on the USPBL Television Network. A Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna. After neither team had a base runner in the first 2 innings, we got a fairly decent amount of action there in the top of the third inning. Both Unicorn runs, a couple of hits. First run was when Phil Matulia scored on ground ball off the bat of Nick Pastor, and then Patrick Baggett scored on an errant throw by the Diamond Hopper catcher Taj Porter. And speaking of Taj Porter, he will lead it off here in the bottom of the third inning. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Diamond Hoppers, looking to match that 2 spot the Unicorns put up in the top half. Tristan Harvin back to work, and he drops a curveball just inside for ball 1 to Porter. The one drawback of that top of the third inning was Harvin has been sitting for a little bit as he hits the outside corner there, 1-1. Taj Porter, switch hitting catcher, 5'10", 225 pounds, from Mandeville, Louisiana, played collegiately at Southern. Takes strike 2 there, 1-2 the count. Southern and HBCU, a historically black school. And we saw Whit Hughes get the nod behind the plate last night, the other catcher for the Diamond Hoppers. They do a pretty good job of alternating between Hughes and Porter there. The 1-2 from Harvin, grounded foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Off the plate outside from Harvin, 2-2. It's been 6 up, 6 down against Harvin so far, but he does not have a strikeout. It's been 2 fly balls, 2 ground balls, a pop-up, and a line out. Porter just able to get a piece of the 2-2 off-speed offering there. We'll do it one more time. It's a nice little at-bat here from Porter. He'll see at least 6 pitches. Bottom of the third inning, Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers 2-0. Both Unicorn runs coming in the top of the third inning. Tristan Harvin's offering to Taj Porter, swung on and missed, and there is the first strikeout of the night. 7 up, 7 down. Tristan Harvin locked in so far. Alex Pup, the all-star shortstop for the Diamond Hoppers, coming to the plate here with 1 out in bottom of the third inning. Pup, 5'10", 180 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, and played for the Air Force Academy in Colorado. Pup swinging first pitch, ground ball left side. Weber to his left, spins, throws to Lucas Gooden. Nice play by Weber. 5-3 goes to put out. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the third, and 8 up, 8 down total against Tristan Harvin. Chandler Dunn, number 9 hitter, third baseman in there tonight. We saw Todd Maddox play third base last night. They're going with Dunn tonight. Takes ball 1 in the dirt there from Harvin. Dunn's got some versatility. He's at third base tonight, but he can play second base or shortstop as well. 5'10", 190 pounds, 24 years old. He's almost 25. He'll turn 25 on September 4th, from Lexington, Kentucky. 1-0 swung on and missed there, 1-1 on Dunn. Dunn played for Oakland City University in Indiana, an NAIA school. Now at the count 1-1, Dunn taken, and now it's now 1-2. As Tristan Harvin is looking for his third straight 1-2-3 inning, and any concern about potentially sitting for a while in that top of the third has been quickly nullified. He does not look to be affected at all. The 1-2 fouled back to the top of the screen, nearly went over the screen, but was able to keep it in the field of play. '27th game this USPBL season for Dunn, his 23rd start, hitting .134. The 1-2 from Harvin. Dunn tried to check his swing and couldn't. Second strikeout for Harvin. 3 up, 3 down here in the third against him. 9 up, 9 down total. He's been as sharp as could be. We've played 3 2-0 Unicorns on the USPBL television network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fourth inning here, Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers 2-0 on the USPBL television network. Young USPBL fan right there enjoying his Dippin' Dots as we are at 7:45 here local time. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 Unicorns. Both the Unicorn runs came in the top of the third inning. And it'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Unicorns here against Brett Irwin here in the fourth. Baker, Diaz, Matulia, those 5, 6, 7 hitters. Josh Baker, first pitch swinging, line drive, deep right field. Schellenbarger back, leaps, and he makes a nice running catch, crashing into the wall and holds onto the baseball. Bryant Schellenbarger, nicely done. Josh Baker hit it hard, deep to right field. But Bryant Schellenbarger, a nice running catch on the warning track. One pitch, one out in the top of the fourth. Angel Diaz, first pitch swinging, foul ball. Diaz struck out swinging his first time up back in the second. Diaz 0-1, fouled out of play, well back right side. And I'll correct that, it's not Angel, it's Angel Diaz. Angel Diaz takes the 0-2 there, now in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 to Angel Diaz. Line drive, center field, base hit. We correct his name, and he comes through with a base hit. Nicely done, Angel Diaz, 23-year-old native of Green Acres in Florida. He has the third hit of the night for Unicorns here with one out in the fourth. So following the Diaz single, Phil Matulia, the right fielder, steps to the plate. Matulia started it all last inning with that double to left, and he swings here and hits another one to left, and this one will get down for a base hit in front of Califoot as well. This one only a single, back-to-back singles. Diaz and now Matulia, runners on first and second with one out for the Unicorns here in the top of the fourth, looking to add to this 2-0 lead. Phil Matulia, a two-hit night. Patrick Baggett. Shortstop drew a walk his first time up and eventually came around to score the second run. Takes strike one right here. The 0-1 to Baggett, cut on and missed, 0-2. Beautiful time of night here as we're approaching 8 o'clock. It's still plenty sunny out, but the sun will begin to set. By the time we finish this game, it'll be close to darkness. The 0-2 to Patrick Baggett. Off the plate inside, 1-2. Two nothing Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the fourth inning, looking for more. Diaz on second. Matulia on first. The 1-2 to Baggett, and he just drops it inside the left field line for a base hit. And both Unicorns will move up 90 feet. Baggett just tucked that inside the left field line, over the head of the third baseman, Dunn. It was, you knew it was in no man's land where Dunn wouldn't be able to get to it. The question was, would it stay fair or not? And it did. It looked like by about a foot, about 12 inches. Nice placement there by Patrick Baggett. 3 straight hits here for the Unicorns. 3 consecutive singles have loaded the bases with just one out in the fourth for Donovan Curiel, who had 2 hits the other night and a bunt single his first time up tonight. Strike one on the knees at Curiel. Bases loaded, one out here in the top of the fourth. 2-0 Unicorns lead. The 0-1 to Curiel, fouled back to the screen, 0-2. And Brett Irwin could really use a strikeout right here. He's got 3 of them so far tonight, but hasn't had one since the second. Got Curiel in an 0-2 hole. And Curiel will use his timeout in this 0-2 count, which is common to see now. That a lot of times, even at the major league level, when a hitter gets in an 0-2, 1-2 count, they'll use that timeout to just try to reset, maybe throw the pitcher off a little bit. Angel Diaz on third, Matulia on second, Baggett on first. 3 consecutive singles have loaded him up for the Unicorns here in the top of the fourth. 5 on the pitch clock. The 0-2 to Curiel from Irwin. just off the plate, outside with the fastball, 1-2. Nice shot there at Jimmy John's Field. You can see our scoreboard in left center. And then at the bottom right corner of that scoreboard, there's the pitch clock. The 1-2 from Irwin to Curiel. Cut on and missed, throw back down to first. And Baggett just slid back in safely. Nearly was a strike him out, throw him out double play there. Fourth strikeout of the night for Brett Irwin came at the perfect time. Now 2 outs and the bases loaded. And he has a chance to escape this fourth inning unscathed, despite allowing 3 consecutive hits. He's got to deal with the leadoff man, though, Nick Pastor. Pastor, first pitch swinging, pops it up. Left side of the infield, it'll be the third baseman done. 1 step into foul territory. That is a foul out. So that'll be the third out here in the top of the fourth. The Unicorns threaten with 3 hits, but do not score. We've played 3.5. Unicorn 2, Diamond Hopper nothing. This is the USPBL Television Network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Unicorns 2, Diamond Hoppers nothing. Teddy Rockquist with you here on the USPBL Television Network. Wherever you may be, however you may be watching, happy to have you along tonight. And it's been an absolutely beautiful night in Utica as we're nearing the end of this USPBL regular season, the second to last Friday of the regular season. A Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna, and what that means is a post-game fireworks show presented by Magna that's fun for all fans, but particularly the children. It's one of the really cool things the USPBL does on Friday nights. Top of the order here for the Diamond Hoppers. In the bottom of the fourth inning, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers still looking for their first base runner against Tristan Harvin, and Acevedo will show bunt, but he will ground it foul third base side. You know, usually when a pitcher hasn't allowed a base runner yet, bunting is kind of considered a faux pas, an unwritten rule, but I don't think we're deep enough into this game yet for that to apply to Luis Acevedo here, only in the bottom of the fourth inning. Just for the sixth inning, that might be a different story. Acevedo swings, line drive, right side. Nice catch by Donovan Curiel, a couple of steps to his left. Second time tonight, Curiel's made a nice catch on a line drive. He did it to Marcoux back in the first inning. And speaking of Marcoux, here he is with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. He put a good swing on it as the second batter of the game for the Diamond Hoppers, but hit it a little too close to Donovan Curiel, who's as good as they come over there at second base. Marcoux swung at the first pitch, his first at bat. This time he'll take it, but it's strike one. Tristan Hott must have been inspired by Andrew Huffman Wednesday night. This pitching the Unicorns have had their last 2 games has been terrific. Ball one inside our 1-1 now to Marcoux as Harvin misses inside. Off the plate, 2-1. So if you go back to that, beginning with that Wednesday night victory over the Beavers, and including tonight, the starting pitching the last 2 games for the Unicorns now. 11 in the third innings, no runs, 1 hit. That'll do. as 3-1 now on Marcoux. The league leader in OBP is looking to become the first base runner of the night here for the Diamond Hoppers as they trail the Unicorns 2-0 with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 swing and Marcoux pops it up. More soft contact. Left side of the infield, the shortstop, Patrick Baggett, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Tristan Harvin continues to cruise. P6 pop up to the shortstop. Joe Burke, number 3 hitter, the first baseman. Grounded out to the third baseman. Weber, his first time up, takes ball 1 here. Burke swinging 1-0, high fly ball, deep left center field, way back at the wall. Throw to third, they got him. All right, it was a high fly ball deep in the air to left center field there. Nick Pastor and Angel Diaz both went back on it. Pastor leapt right in front of the Dave & Buster's sign, did not make the catch. It went off the wall. Burke tried to stretch it from a double into a triple, thrown out at third. So that is the first hit of the night. It's a double for the Diamond Hoppers, but it'll still end their half of the fourths. So we've played for still 2-0 Unicorns on the USPBL television network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood
and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be.
Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games.
You know you want to.
Top of the 5th inning, Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers 2-0. There's Patrick Baggett, the shortstop for the Unicorns. We'll go back to the bottom of the 4th inning there and recap that Joe Burke double. There was a lot going on, and it was kind of tough to tell what happened. So it was a double for Burke to left center field, right by that Dave & Buster's sign out there by the bottom left corner of the scoreboard. Nick Pastor, the center fielder, leapt and nearly made the catch, but then he fielded the carom off the wall, threw it into the shortstop, the cutoff man Baggett, who got it over to Weber at third, and they threw out Burke trying to stretch that triple, or stretch that double into a triple, rather. Two, three, 4 hitters for the Unicorns here in the top of the 5th. Beginning with Weber, and he swings ground ball left side. Chandler Dunn mishandled, and that'll be a reached on air there for Weber. Second time tonight we've seen Chandler Dunn have a tough time with one. He had a first batter of the game, Nick Pastor. He bobbled it but recovered and made the play. This time he still recovered but couldn't quite throw out Weber, who reaches on the air. They did go up with the air there. And Lucas Gooden at the plate. No outs here, top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Unicorns leading. Gooden 0 for 1. He struck out and walked today. Swinging at the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Pup couldn't make the play. That'll be a base hit. Weber took a turn around second, thought about going to third, but he'll hold up there. So an error, and now a base hit for Lucas Gooden, a single up the middle. First 2 Unicorns on here in the top of the 5th. cleanup man, catcher Felix Aberret. Last 3 innings, it's been consistent pressure for the Unicorns against Brett Irwin here. But Brett Irwin, to his credit, has been able to limit the damage, just the 2 runs so far. Misses off the plate outside to the right-handed hitting Aberret here. Ball 1. Top of the 5th inning on the USPBL television network, brought to you by Dave & Buster's. The 1-0 to Felix Aberret. Ground ball left side again, bobbled by Dunn. He will recover, throw over to Acevedo at second. They'll cut down good in there, so it's a fielder's choice for Felix Aberret. Weber moves over to third, runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Designated hitter Josh Baker now looking to add to this Unicorn lead. Baker's 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out to short and then hit a fly ball to right. First one here, foul back to the screen left side. Left-handed hitting Baker, slightly open stance, the 0-1. Off the plate outside, 1-1. Jared Weber at third base, reached on an error by the third baseman Chandler Dunn. Felix Aberret at first reached on a fielder's choice. The 1-1 to Baker, hit high in the air down the left field line, and he'll go foul by about 8 feet, 1-2. So a long strike there for Irwin. And again, he has a favorable count now, 1-2, looking for strikeout number 5. This has been the theme the last 3 innings for Brett Irwin. He's pitched his way into trouble, but been able to, for the most part, come up with outs when he needs it. Limit the damage. One and two, Josh Baker at the plate. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Unicorns leading 2-0 here in the top of the 5th. Baker swung on and missed, and there it is again. Brett Irwin getting a big strikeout when he needs it. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Angel Diaz now up to him with 2 outs here in the 5th. Ball 1 upstairs to Diaz. Diaz has the first of 3 straight singles in the 4th for the Unicorns when they loaded the bases but did not score. Line drive left side and through, a base hit. RBI single, Angel Diaz. Weber scores. Aberret moves up to second base. Now 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. Second good swing of the night for Angel Diaz. A line drive single to center field in the 4th, and now an RBI line drive single to left here in the 5th. Phil Matulia following Diaz takes strike 1 on the inside corner. 3rd RBI of the season for Diaz. Matulia already has 2 hits tonight, making a bid for a 3-hit night, 1-1 now. Matulia midway in that left-handed batter's box, open stance. Holds the bat straight up, hands tight to the left shoulder. Fouled out of play, left side, 1-2 now. One and two, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Unicorns leading 3-0. Aberret on second. Angel Diaz on first, the 1-2 ground ball right side. Second baseman Acevedo on a couple of bounces over to Burke. So the Unicorns will settle for one there in the fifth, but they extend their lead 3-0. Tristan Harvin's been as sharp as he can be. He'll be back in the bottom of the fifth on the other side on the USPBL television network.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Bottom of the fifth inning at Jimmy John's Field, the Utica Unicorns leading the Eastside Diamond Hoppers 3-0. Tristan Harvin back out there for the Unicorns. He has only allowed one hit through his first 4 innings, and it was, interestingly, the last batter of the 4th inning. Joe Burke had a double to left center field, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. So he is the only hit and the only base runner for the Diamond Hoppers through the first 4. And because Burke was thrown out, Harvin has still faced the minimum. He's faced only 12 batters through 4. He'll have 4, 5, and 6. Schellenbarger, Califoot, Flores here in the 5th. Schellenbarger and Califoot both had pretty good swings their first time up. Each resulted in a fly ball to right, but especially in the case of Califoot, they were good swings. Brian Schellenbarger's ready to go. Record year by Eric Church playing in the background. Great song. 3-0 Unicorns here in the bottom of the 5th. Schellenbarger first pitch swinging, line drive over the head of a leaping Lucas Gooden. That'll go into the right field corner. Schellenbarger around first, and he'll pull into second with a lead-off stand-up double on the first pitch here at the bottom of the 5th. Second time tonight, both his at-bats, Schellenbarger's gone after the first pitch. The first time up, he hit a fly ball to right. This time, he hit a line drive just over the glove of a leaping Lucas Gooden. Was able to tuck it into the right field corner for a double. Nice swing for Schellenbarger. That is his 6th double of the season. So back-to-back doubles, interestingly. One to end the 4th, and now one here to begin the 5th. Joe Califoot takes ball 1 in the dirt. Califoot hit a fly ball to deep right field. His really more of a line drive than a fly ball to Phil Matulia, just a couple of steps in front of the warning track. His first time up back in the 2nd. The 1-0 on the knees, outside corner, 1-1. 3-0 Unicorns leading in the bottom of the 5th inning here over the Diamond Hoppers on the USPBL television network. Bottom of the 5th inning, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Banking at your convenience, Fifth Third Bank. 1-1 the count, Joe Califoot. Bryant Schellenbarger's at second base. He doubled to begin the frame. Ground ball right side and through, a base hit for Califoot. Schellenbarger around third, and they will hold him up there. Probably a smart decision. It was a strong throw from Matulia. Runners on the corners, no outs. Something brewing here for the Diamond Hoppers in the bottom of the 5th. Double for Schellenbarger, and now a single through the right side for Califoot. Anthony Flores, all-star center fielder. 0 for 1 today, grounded out short his first time, Patrick Baggett. First pitch, swing and wave, and a miss for Flores, 0-1. We do have some action in that Diamond Hopper bullpen down the left field line. Nothing in that Unicorn bullpen in right field yet. Schellenbarger on third, Califoot on first, no outs here, bottom of the fifth. The 0-1 to Flores, popped up, shallow right field. Second baseman Curiel going back will make the catch. Schellenbarger will bluff and not tag, and a big first out there for Tristan out here in the bottom of the fifth. A pop-up to the second baseman Donovan Curiel in shallow right field. So runners still in the corners with 1 out. Bottom in the 5th inning, and the Unicorns still leading the Diamond Hoppers 3-0. We had the first 2 Unicorn runs in the 3rd, and then 1 more here in the top of the 5th. Taj Porter, switch hitting catcher, will look to change that now. Well off the plate outside, ball 1 to Porter. Porter struck out swinging his first time up. He was the first strikeout victim of the night. One of only 2 strikeouts so far for Harvin. He hasn't needed to strike out a lot of batters, but he's been sharp. One-0, wave and a miss, 1-1. Califoot at first base, not a big stolen base guy. He's just 1 for 1 this year, so it's possible, but I would hedge unlikely that he's going to be running in this situation. Infield double play depth, Curiel and Baggett up the middle. Porter, line drive, right field, fair ball into the corner. This will score Schellenbarger. Califoot around second. They'll hold him up at third. RBI double. Taj Porter now 3-1. Diamond Hoppers on the board here in the bottom of the 5th. Sixth double and 11th RBI of the season for Taj Porter. Good swing there, line drive down the right field line. And now we're going to start to see some activity in that Unicorn bullpen. Alex Pup at the plate, takes ball 1 outside. Pup grounded out to the third baseman Weber, his first time up. 3-1, the Unicorns leading the Diamond Hoppers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Diamond Hoppers up to bat. Taj Porter, who's out at second base, just drove in the first Diamond Hopper run with a double. Bryant Schellenbarger scored. The 1-0 to Pup, lined, or grounded rather, foul down the left field line, now 1-1. It's been double, single, pop-up, double here in the 5th. For the Diamond Hoppers, 1-1, swung on and missed, 1-2. Diamond Hoppers pretty comfortably in second place right now. They have a 2-game lead over the third place Beavers, but the Eastside Diamond Hoppers have lost 2 in a row. Tonight would be 3 if they cannot change their fortune, but this will help right here. Hotz, 1-2 in the dirt. Gets past Aberrett. Califoot will score from third, now 3-2. Wild pitch produces a run. Califoot singled, then moved to third on the Porter double, now scores on the wild pitch. 2-2 the count on Pup. Porter, of course, also moves over to third. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2 now our score. Unicorns leading, and the Unicorns are playing this infield in. They are going to try to cut down Taj Porter at the plate if he tries to run on a ground ball. It's a fly ball, medium depth right field. Matulia coming in, slides, makes the catch. And Porter tags up and just beats the throw. Matulia made a nice sliding catch, delivered an accurate throw on one hop to Felix Abarrett at the plate. Taj Porter just able to slide in there with his left hand and beat the tag. Ties this game at 3. That'll go down as a sacrifice fly, RBI for Alex Pup. But that was a nice catch and a very nice throw by Phil Matulia to make that play that close at the plate. Sacrifice fly, RBI, Alex Pup. Taj Porter scores. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Number 9 hitter Chandler Dunn swinging at the first pitch and misses, 0-1. Dunn also struck out his first time up in the 3rd. So a 3-0 Unicorn lead has completely evaporated. Now 3-3, tied back up in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 on Dunn. In the dirt outside, 1-1. We do have a pitcher throwing in that Unicorn bullpen down the right field line. Dunn grounded foul at the plate off his foot, 1-2. We're beginning to begin that transition I referenced earlier from daylight to darkness here as we are at 8:17 Eastern time. We had a 7:05 listed first pitch tonight, but we got started about 3 minutes early. It was more like 7:02. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, nice pace to this game. The 1-2 from Harvin to Dunn, just off the plate outside, now 2-2. Base is empty here with 2 outs. Ground ball left side, third baseman Weber back on it, backhands across the diamond, a good and strong throw, 5-3 the put out, nice play Jared Weber. We've played 5 and 3 Diamond Hopper runs, mean we have a tie game, 3-3. We'll be back with the 6th on the USPBL television network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people. For who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank. And some say our business is all about money. But that's an old idea. Because look past the money and you'll see real human lives. We see it because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Top of the 6th inning at Jimmy John's Field. Teddy Reichwist with you here on the USPBL television network. And we have a brand new game. After a 3-0 Unicorn lead, it is now 3-3 as the Diamond Hopper scored 3 times in the bottom half of the 5th. And we had some Diamond Hopper activity in the bullpen in the top half of the 5th, and we still do have some action down there right now. But as of now, it's Brett Irwin coming back out here for the 6th. He's pitched in and out of trouble all night. I mean, hasn't been razor sharp, but his line could be worse. He's shown a knack for coming up with the out and a strikeout when he needs it. And in the 6th inning here, he will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Patrick Baggett, Donovan Curiel, and then back to the top, Nick Pastor. Baggett's had a nice night. He's singled, walked, and then defensively threw out Joe Burke, trying to stretch a double into a triple as the cutoff man earlier. So it's been a nice night for Patrick Baggett. Just waiting for some fans to clear off the field here. It's one of the great things USPBL does. Almost almost every game you see multiple groups of people or even individuals honored for what they've done in their lives or what they do in the workplace or some accomplishment in their life. It's great the level of community involvement we have here, and sometimes we just have groups of people and have to wait for them to clear off the field a little bit, and that's the case here, and they're off the field. We're good to go. Patrick Baggett at the plate takes ball one from Brett Irwin. 6th inning underway. Ball 2 up and away as well. It's 3-3 here in the top of the 6th. Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1 on Baggett. We had 2 Unicorn runs in the 3rd and then 1 more in the 5th. And then all 3 Diamond Hopper runs in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 grounded foul wide of 3rd, 2-2. Baggett walked and scored in the 3rd and then singled in the 4th. Now working with a 2-2 count here in the 6th. Line drive, left field, base hit in front of Joe Califoot. Patrick Baggett has his 2nd hit of the night, and he's on base for the 3rd time. His great night continues. He could be an MVP candidate tonight. Curiel's 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single as well, and then he struck out in the 4th. Singled in 3rd, struck out in the 4th. No outs. Baggett here on 1st in the 6th. Curiel bunt. What a play by Brett Irwin. Fielded that with his bare hand and threw to 2nd. They will get the lead runner Baggett. Brett Irwin, a terrific play. Fielding the sacrifice bunt with his bare hand and fired a dart to the shortstop Alex Pup covering the bag. 1-6 will go the put out on that Curiel bunt. Brett Irwin, very nice play. Back to the top of the order, Nick Pastor, and he swings and grounds one back to Irwin. Irwin this time will just go to 1st, and he'll get the 2nd out of the inning. Curiel moves up to 2nd base, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Brett Irwin fielding his position. Jared Weber with Curiel at 2nd base. A Unicorn in scoring position, 3-3 here in the top of the 6th. Brett Irwin trying to turn in a quality start. Ball 1 there to Weber. A quality start, of course, at least 6 innings pitched and 3 earned runs or fewer. On the outside corner, 1-1. Swinging a high fly ball left field. Playable routine for Califoot. He'll make the catch. Unicorns are retired. We've played 5.5, 3-3. Diamond Hoppers batting on the other side. This is the USPBL Television Network.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Bottom of the sixth inning, 3-3, Unicorns Diamond Hoppers. Tristan Harvin back to work. Top of the order here. Acevedo, Marcoux, Burke. Harvin's allowed only the 3 hits through the first 5 innings. Interestingly, all 3 doubles. Burke was, of course, thrown out trying to stretch his double into a triple to end the 4th, and then Schellenbarger doubled to begin the 5th. And then Porter had the double to score a run in the 5th, and check that. He's actually allowed 4 hits. He's allowed 3 doubles and 1 single. 3 of the 4 doubles. All right, as we were talking about in the top of the 6th, got to sometimes wait for groups of people we honor to get off the field. That was the case here in the bottom of the 6th. We're good to go. Luis Acevedo to the plate. Tristan Harvin's first delivery of the 6th inning. Curveball, strike 1. Acevedo 0 for 2. He's popped up to the third baseman Weber and then lined out to Donovan Curiel. That was a good swing, just hit it right at Curiel. The 0-1, well outside, 1-1. We talked about Acevedo coming to America when he was 14, played at Weber International University, NAIA school in Babson Park, Florida. 1-1, ground ball left side, just foul. It would have been a tough play for Weber. Had it stayed fair, probably wouldn't have thrown Acevedo out. 1-2 now the count. Fortunate bounce for Tristan Harvin there. I don't have the pitch count on my monitor tonight, but Harvin's been pretty economical. He's been right around 15 every inning. 1-2, here's a ground ball left side. This one will be fair. Bag it deep in the hole. No chance to throw at Acevedo. Infield hit. 5th hit of the night for the Diamond Hoppers. Begins the 6th. Acevedo 4 for 5 in stolen base tries tonight. 3-3, or this season. 3-3 Diamond Hoppers and Unicorns. Bottom of the 6th inning. Noah Marcoux at the plate takes ball 1 outside. Marcoux 0 for 2. Lined out to the second baseman and popped up to the shortstop. That line drive to the second baseman, like Acevedo, was a really good swing. Just Donovan Curiel covers a lot of ground over there. Throw over to first. Acevedo easily back in. He was not that far off the bag to begin with. One 1-0 on Noah Marcoux from Tristan Harvin inside. 2-0. Now the count on Marcoux, the OBP leader here in the USPBL. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-3 our score. Unicorns had a 3-0 lead. Diamond Hoppers responded with 3 in the bottom of the 5th, and Marcoux, that's why he's the OBP leader, works a walk. First 2 reached here in the bottom of the 6th. And interestingly, it's all quiet down in that right field bullpen, that Unicorn bullpen for now. Joe Burke 1 for 2 tonight. Had that first hit of the game for the Diamond Hoppers. Takes ball 1 here outside. Played at Division II Kentucky Wesleyan, 6'4", 240 pounds. Joe Burke. Nice off-speed pitch there from Harvin, 1-1. Talked about it at the top of the show. It's a 3-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, splitter, curveball from Harvin. One, fouled back to the screen, 1-2. Luis Acevedo at second base had an infield single, a ground ball deep in the hole to Patrick Baggett. And then Noah Marcoux worked a walk. That's how these Diamond Hoppers have reached here to begin the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning on the USPBL television network, brought to you by Valpak, as Felix Abaret goes out to talk to Tristan Harvin, but there is still not anything going on in that Unicorn bullpen. One and two the count. Runners on first and second, no outs. Burt, ground ball left side. Weber will step on the bag across the diamond to Gooden. A 5-3 double play. Jared Weber, very nicely done. 2 outs now and a runner on second here in the 6th. All right, the lefty now, Bryant Schellenbarger. He's had a couple of good swings off Tristan Harvin tonight. This is a batter you got to be careful with, a native Buckeye. Akron Zip doubled his last time up and hit a fly ball to right his first time. And once again, he swings at the first pitch, rolls it over right side. Gooden will flip to Harvin, and that'll end the 6th. So we are still tied at 3. We'll be back with the 7th on the USPBL television network. Seventh inning here on the USPBL television network. Justin Karn will be joining us here in the 7th inning. 3-3, the Diamond Hoppers and the Unicorns tied up. And we have a new pitcher here for the Diamond Hoppers to begin the 7th inning. It'll be number 40, Justin Silva. Silva, the 23, almost 24-year-old native. He'll turn 24 on August 31st. Native of Woodbridge in New Jersey. Played at Division III Montclair State. 6'3", 230 pounds, right-hander. And we will run through Silva's repertoire real quick for you here. 3-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, slider, splitter. Justin, it's been a pretty good game tonight. I mean, Tristan Harvin was really sharp early, and he's kind of faded a little bit the last couple innings, but still 3-3. It was 3-0 game, and now the Diamond Hoppers looking to get back in it.
Yeah, Tristan was sharp early on. Looks like he started to get a little tired, flying open a little bit, so he's leaving the ball up. Wasn't quite as sharp, but he's been a good pitcher for them all year, so, he's one of their go-to guys. So, we got a new pitcher here for the Hoppers, Silva, so got a really good sweeper. That's kind of his go-to pitch in a big situation, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
5th game this season for Silva. He's 2-0 with 4 2/3 innings and has a 7.71 ERA and 250 batting average against. It's a small sample size, so that ERA will come down. And now for the Unicorns here as we begin the bottom of the 7th. Top of the 7th inning, it'll be 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Unicorns. Gooden, Aberrett, Baker. Lucas Gooden takes ball 1. He had a single back up the middle his last time up in the 5th inning.
Good overall hitter, patient, likes to work the count. So, he generally puts together a pretty good professional at bat.
To your point, Justin, he's been on twice tonight. He also drew a walk back in the 3rd inning. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Three Unicorns, Diamond Hoppers, top of the 7th inning. A beautiful Friday night here at Jimmy John's Field. Gooden swinging 2-0, fouls it back to the screen, 2-1.
Good hack right there.
Two 2-1 to Lucas Gooden. Inside, 3-1 from Silva. Justin Silva's 3-1, line drive, well hit, right center field. It'll hang up long enough for Schellenbarger to make a sliding catch. Nice play out there by Bryant Schellenbarger.
Yeah, 2 good plays there by Shelley. One over his head towards the line, and that one right there in the last 2 innings.
Good swing for Lucas Gooden, just hung up a little too long, and Bryant Schellenbarger ran it down. First out here in the top of the 7th. Felix Aberrett, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Ball 1 over the head of the catcher, Taj Porter, back to the screen. Aberrett, 21st game this season. 232, 349, 319 the slash line.
I got a feeling we're going to see the sweeper here pretty soon out of Silva in this at bat.
The 1-0.
There it is.
You called it, Justin. Swung on a miss, 1-1. One and one out here, top of the 7th. Aberrett swings and misses again, 1-2.
That's a good one right there. That's negative 19 inches across towards the left-handed batter's box. So that's definitely his go-to pitch in a big situation. Probably might see an elevated fastball or go right back to it right here with that last swing by Felix.
19 inches, a horizontal break. The 1-2 went back to it and just missed with it.
Yeah, good pitch again.
What do you think? You think after you've thrown it now a couple times, you go with that high fastball now?
Yeah, he might go up and in on a you got pretty good carry on his fastball, so that could play off of, but, he might go right back to it here. There it is again.
He did, and he missed with it outside. Count now full, 3-2 on Felix Aberrett. One out here, top of the 7th inning.
Felix is cheating a little bit to that side of the plate now, so you might be able to sneak a fastball by him inside.
Yep. Payoff pitch here to Aberrett. And he did not get it off in time. It was a pitch clock violation. I looked up at the pitch clock and I saw double zeros, and with the penalty being 1 ball and it being a full count, that will be ball 4. It's a walk for Aberrett.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times this year. The guys have done a pretty good job adjusting to the pitch clock first year in the USPBL.
Absolutely.
Hasn't been much of an issue the last month or so, but early on, getting guys back on the mound, getting guys in the box, there was definitely more instances than there is currently.
Definitely. That's something we said at the top of the show, how we pointed out the pitch clock, but mentioned how it rarely comes into play. But it did right there. It'll be a walk for Aberrett with 1 out here in the 7th, and Josh Baker at the plate.
Got a little action stirring down in that Unicorn bullpen. Can't tell who it is from here.
That makes sense. I think Harvin's about at the end of the line there. The 1-0 to Baker in there for a strike, 1-1. Number 44, Matt Colucci, warming up in that Unicorn bullpen. 1-1, followed back to the screen, 1-2. On Josh Baker here with 1 out. Top of the 7th inning in a 3-3 game between the Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers. Felix Aberrett drew a pitch clock violation walk. He's on first base. Swing and a miss by Baker and a pitch in the dirt there. Second out. He strikes out here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up number 20, Angel Diaz, who has 2 hits. He's got a couple of line drive singles. A line drive single to left his last time up, and a line drive single to center the time before that. Diaz has swung it well tonight.
That's a pretty tough pitch to execute right there to strike out Baker. That sweeper is pretty hard to back foot. Generally see that more traditional slider, but maybe the less horizontal break be the one that they back foot him on, but that he was able to get that there really well. We don't see that a lot. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, Silva's look good coming in out of this Diamond Hopper bullpen. Oh, 1 now 0-2 on Diaz. Diaz also played at Weber International University, same school that Luis Acevedo did. Takes ball 1 outside here. Diaz, 23-year-old native of Green Acres, Florida. 6 foot, 185 pounds. 1-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Diaz strikes out. Unicorns get a walk, but nothing more. 3-3. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th on the USPBL television network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. 3-3 our score. It'll be a new pitcher for the Utica Unicorns taking over, Justin. It'll be number 44, Matt Colucci, the 24-year-old native of Amherst in New York. 6'2", 210-pound right-hander. Played at Division III, SUNY Brockport.
Yeah, Matt's got good stuff. He went to college with Andrew Huffman, who's established himself as one of the better pitchers in the league so far this year. And then Pastor, their center fielder Nick Pastor, also played at SUNY Brockport. So those 3 guys came out here, and they've all done a really good job. So, just coming fresh out of college, they've been impressive.
Scouting report on Colucci here says he's got a couple different fastballs. He's got a two-seamer and a cutter, and then a curveball and a changeup. So it's interesting that doesn't really have that traditional four-seam fastball listed there, but just a couple of different types of movement on it.
Yeah, he's a sinker slider type guy, so he's going to have run into the right-handed batters, and then his slider's really good. It's pretty firm, actually. He's mid to upper 80s with a slider, and he's been up to 94 this year. See, Matt's got good stuff, so this is one of their go-to guys in a situation like this. So we'll see if he can, command the strike zone and mix his pitches here.
He'll have the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Joe Califoot, Anthony Flores, Taj Porter to deal with in a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Colucci is strike 1. And that cutter to left-handed hitters from a righty, if you can execute it well and get it in their hands, that could be an effective pitch.
Yeah, that's a good start right there. He kind of gave up on it, read it as a ball out of the hand, and it came back over the outside corner. So it's definitely an effective pitch for him, and he went right back to it right there. But that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. That's an 86-mile-per-hour cutter. So it's harder than probably the average cutter in this league. And at times it kind of turns itself into a slider even. So it's a good pitch.
Right. The 0-1 was fouled back to the screen. Now 0-2. Now swung on and missed. A 3-pitch strikeout. Colucci comes in. 3 pitches, 1 out, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, that was a great job of tunneling right there. 2 backdoor cutters and then a 2-seamer away. Just read it wrong for that 3rd pitch.
Yeah, he ate up a pretty good hitter there, Joe Califoot. Talked about it earlier. All 3 outfielders for the Diamond Hoppers were all-stars. Califoot, Flores, Schellenbarger. First pitch swinging, foul ball, well out of play, right side for Flores. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to short back in the 2nd, and then he popped up to Curiel in shallow right field back in the 5th. Another foul ball here, 0-2.
Colucci's cutter there is interesting because that's generally an in-play pitch. Maybe if you're behind in the count, you're going to use it, try to end the at-bat or get a guy out of the at-bat early. But at times it's so good that it's more of a strikeout pitch, so that's rare too. So it looks like he's got his stuff tonight. He's putting the ball where he wants, and it's got good life at the end too.
5 pitches, 5 strikes from Colucci so far. Just missed with that one. Looked like he might have had strike 3 a little bit inside to Flores. Felix Albaret tried to hold it for a beat, tried to sell it for him.
Yeah. Felix is a vet back there. So he might steal the next one if it's borderline.
There's an art to it. Those veteran catchers know how to do it. Chop foul right side. Still 1-2 on Flores. 3-3 Unicorns, Diamond Hoppers, bottom of the 7th inning. Justin Karn and Teddy Rodquist in the USPBL television network. Unicorns led 3-0 in the top of the 5th, but then Diamond Hoppers got all 3 back in the bottom of the 5th, and we haven't had anything else since then. Now in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th brought to you by Pepsi here in the USPBL television network. 1-2 on Flores. In the dirt now 2-2.
Yeah, he's really trying to get him out with the cutter slider mix right here. So his previous pitch was a slider, took a little bit off of it, had a little bit more break. That was an 88-mile-per-hour cutter. So we'll see if he sticks to that plan. Yep, pulled it a little bit there.
Yep. Count now full on Flores, 3-2. Payoff pitch to Anthony Flores, grounded left side, and it'll go foul. We'll do it again. Second batter, Matt Colucci, is faced out of this Unicorn bullpen. Tristan Harvin went the first 6 and was really sharp for the first 4 and still pretty good for the last 2. Neither starter will factor into the decision of this one. Payoff pitch, line drive through the right side, base hit. Nice piece of hitting going the other way by Anthony Flores.
Yeah, that was a really good piece of hitting. Stayed on that ball. I think maybe went to that pitch one too many times in the same location. Just kind of allowed him to see it too much. With his fastball, the low to mid 90s with some arm side run to it. I think probably showing something hard in at some point before that might have kept him off it and allowed him to go back to it successfully. So yeah, he just kind of allowed him to cheat to that pitch right there.
Yeah. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Flores out in first. Taj Porter at the plate in RBI double his last time up. Swings at the first pitch here and misses 0-1. Porter's double went down in the right field corner. Scored Bryant Schellenbarger for the first run of the game for the Diamond Hoppers back in the 5th. Colucci will throw over. Flores back in easily. Post-game fireworks show tonight, a Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna. 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Diamond Hoppers Unicorns in the dirt, 1-1 on Taj Porter.
Yeah, he's using that cutter and that slider pretty heavily right now, so he's telling you that's what he's comfortable with at the moment. So, you know, I think if these guys can make some adjustments on the hoppers, they're going to probably start eliminating the fastball. So he probably needs to go back to that. There it is right there.
Yep, left it over the plate, line drive, left center field, base hit, and that'll get away from Diaz. Flores around second, over to third. They'll hold him up there, and now Porter's caught in a rundown between first and second. He'll be tagged out by the second baseman, Donovan Curiel, and Flores will have to hold at third. A base running mistake there by the Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, it was a good decision by the left fielder, splitting the runners. There's really no threat for the runner to score on that one, so you want to try to keep the guy who hit it off second base. So he came at the second base, and Todd just kind of read that play wrong and tried to push it a little bit. So good baseball by the defense right there.
Yeah, it was another nice swing for Taj Porter, his second hit of the night, but it is the second out here in the bottom of the 7th. Alex Pup, the shortstop now. Pup had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his last time up. Takes strike one right there. Pup, 5'10", 180 pounds, right-handed hitter, stands close to the plate. The 0-1 just off the plate outside, 1-1.
Got former Woolly Mammoth Kyle Bischoff listening here now with the Minnesota Twins. So, hey Kyle, what's going on? Doing great with the Twins. Had 2 starts here with the Woolly Mammoths early in the season. So, just wanted to shout Kyle out. He's always supporting the USPBL. So it's cool to see guys that continue their careers in affiliate ball. They still pay attention to what's going around in the league. So, those guys are always watching.
Absolutely. Kyle Bischoff, congratulations, wishing you continued success. And the Minnesota Twins, big supporters of the USPBL. It's very cool what they do. 2-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A runner on third base for the Diamond Hoppers. Alex Pup at the plate, swinging a foul ball back to the screen, 2-2. Colucci 1 strike away from working a scoreless inning here and keeping us tied.
Good
2-2, great pitch, froze him, struck him out looking to end the 7th. Matt Colucci gets the job done. We've played 7, still tied at 3. We'll be back with the 8th on the USPBL television network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's, $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Eighth inning here on the US PBL television network, still tied at 3. Justin Silva back out there for his second inning of work for the Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, that sweeper was sharp last inning, so he's got pretty good ride on his fastball. So he's got a pretty good mix between those two pitches. Keep the guys off balance. They're going to start cheating to one probably, and then he opens up the door for the other. So, see if he can back it up with a second good outing or inning. Sorry.
Remind the fans we have a post-game fireworks show, Friday Night Fireworks Spectacular, presented by Magna. And Silva will have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Unicorns here in the top of the 8th to deal with. Or no, check that. He'll have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Sorry, read my score sheet wrong. Phil Matulia, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Matulia will lead it off here in the 8th against Silva.
Matulia is a guy with a lot of raw power. I believe he played at Louisiana Tech. I think he had 19 home runs his senior year. So, he definitely has bat speed, and he can definitely lift the ball and won't have an opportunity here.
Nope, hit by the first pitch from Silva is Phil Matulia. He'll drop the bat, walk down to first base. He's fine, but the leadoff man is on here for the Unicorns in the top of the 8th. Yeah, 19 home runs in Conference USA. That's a pretty impressive accomplishment for Matulia.
That is a good league. That's a good baseball league.
So Matulia hit by the pitch to begin the 8th. Now Patrick Baggett. Baggett's had a real nice night. Walked and singled twice. He's been on base 3 times. He squares to bunt here, pulls it back, and takes ball 1 high. This time Baggett does try to bunt, but misses 1-1.
It's a good job by Taj there, seeing maybe if that secondary got too aggressive on that failed bunt. So, like to throw behind runners. Burke was aware, so, it didn't go far enough to catch him, but that's always a good thing to do, look behind him if there's a failed bunt.
Yeah, Taj Porter and Joe Burks do have a good connection there throwing behind base runners. They've been close on a couple of them. 1-1, ground ball right side. Acevedo to Pup to Burke. They won't get the back end, but they do get the lead runner Matulia, so it's a fielder's choice for Baggett. 1 out here in the 8th. 4-6 goes to fielder's choice. Donovan Curiel. One for 3 tonight, singled back in the 3rd. Throw over to first, Baggett back in easily. 3 hits in the last 2 games for Donovan Curiel. A 25-year-old native of West Covina, California, played at NAIA Clark University in Dubec, Iowa. 1 high fly ball deep down the left field line, hook and foul off the bat of Curiel. Had nearly had home run distance, but it hooked foul down that 315-foot left field line. He had his first 2 extra base hits of the season Wednesday night against the Beavers. He had a double and a triple in that game, and now made a bid for at least a double, maybe even a home run there if he would have been able to keep it fair. Donovan Curiel swinging it well.
Yeah, that was a good approach. Tried to ambush the fastball there just a little bit quick. So let's see where he goes here.
0-1 well outside. It'll get past Porter back to the screen. Baggett moves up to second base. Wild pitch for Silva.
Yeah, that's another one of those good sweepers. Negative 20 inches across toward the left-handed batter's box, and only 2 inches of lift. So, that's a pretty flat pitch across the zone. Pretty much just going, straight across, and he just pulled a little bit too much where it got out of the reach of Taj.
Over 1.5 feet, 20 inches. 1-1.
There's a good
on
one.
the outside corner. Real nice pitch, 1-2. (3-3) still our score. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Unicorns batting against the Diamond Hoppers. Donovan Curiel at the plate. 1-2 count, 1 out. Swung on and missed, second out. And now, with Patrick Baggy at second base, it'll go back to the top of the order. It'll be up to Nick Pastor with 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, you've seen that pitch become pretty popular in baseball in the last year or two. A little bit slower, but a much bigger break than your traditional slider. So there's some guys in the big leagues that are spinning it pretty good and getting -20, -21. So that's kind of the, every decade or era has kind of that it pitch. It's been a cutter, it's been the slider, it's been the splitter for different decades, and we're in kind of like that sweeper craze right now. So a lot of these guys have adopted it.
Silva will lift the leg and then look back to second there. Still 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Yeah, you're right. That has definitely been the popular pitch, though, the sweeper. It's really taken off. Silva drops a nice one in there on Pastor, 1-1. Pastor 0 for 4 with an RBI tonight. Drove in a run with a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Silva's 2-1 to Pastor, outside 3-1. Jared Weber in the on-deck circle if Pastor can reach.
Pastor is one of those guys that just is a ball player. You watch him play, he's going to have those good put together at bats. He's going to play good defense. He's going to run the bases really well. He does a lot of things, the little things extremely well. That's a big part of his game. So, just a guy a glue type guy, a guy that's going to hit at the top of the lineup, get on base, and make stuff happen. Every team needs one of those guys. And since he came in, probably about 3 weeks into the season, I think he's been a pretty consistent mainstay at the top of that lineup and doing a great job at it.
Yeah, very well-rounded player, Nick Pastor. One of those SUNY Brockport guys we talked about. We got a mound visit here for the Diamond Hoppers with 2 outs, runners on first and second, a 3-3 game in the top of the 8th inning. Weber at the plate. Weber's actually 0 for 4 today. He did reach on an error and score a run back in the 5th, but does not have a hit.
Big at bat in the game here.
Very big spot in this game here for Silva. 3-3 game, top of the 8th inning, 2 on, 2 outs. Jared Weber at the plate, takes ball 1 inside. No action currently in that Diamond Hopper bullpen. It's up to Silva, and he hits the outside corner there. Nice pitch, 1-1. One big hack by Weber and a foul ball off the mask of the catcher, Taj Porter. Taj Porter's got to take a second to get his bearings about him here. Foul ball directly off the face mask.
Yeah, at this point in the game, at bat meaning so much. You've seen him go right to his best pitch here, all 3 pitches in this at bat. So obviously that's his best pitch. That's what he's most comfortable with. So I think he's probably going to live and die by it. I think he's probably not somebody that's going to want to get beat by his 2nd or 3rd best pitch. So I think he might waste one with another pitch, but I think this at bat's pretty much going to be beat me with my best stuff is his approach to this.
I like it. 1-2 the count on Weber. 2 on, 2 outs here, top of the 8th inning. We're tied at 3 on the USPBL network. We'll see if he goes back to that slider. He does. It's outside, 2-2.
Taj does a good job identifying best pitch and then how it matches up against the hitter, and then different situations that dictate that type of stuff too. So, he does a good job back there just managing the game.
Taj Porter, a USPBL All-Star this year. The 2-2. Fly ball, shallow left center field. Third baseman and the shortstop out there. It'll be the shortstop Pup making the catch in fair territory, 1 step away from the foul line. So through 7.5, we're still tied at 3. Bottom of the 8th on the other side, USPBL Television Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Bottom of the 8th inning on the USPBL Television Network. Teddy Rodquist and Justin Karn. 3-3, Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers all tied up. Third pitcher of the night for the Unicorns. It'll be number 40, the right-hander Jacob Harsany. 24-year-old native of Warren in Ohio, played at Ashland. 6'3", 190 pounds, sinker slider guy.
Tough look on right-handed hitters coming out of that arm slot for Harsany.
Harsany will have 9-1-2 hitters. Chandler Dunn, number 9 hitter, first pitch swinging, pops it up on the infield. Second baseman Curiel will take charge, make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Back to the top of the order with Luis Acevedo here for the Diamond Hoppers. 15th game for Jacob Harsany this season as he misses inside ball 1 to Acevedo. 15th game, this is his 11th time coming out of the bullpen. He's 1-2 with a 4.24 ERA in 34 innings.
Really good sinker right there, just missed a little bit inside.
Yeah. And there was a slider, and he missed with it inside. Now 2-0. Acevedo 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. Ground ball left side, right at the shortstop. Patrick Baggett over to Lucas Gooden. 6-3s to put out. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, he's generally a strike thrower. I think he's only got 10 walks on the season, 34, 35 innings. So, he does a good job filling up the zone. So he came right back with a good sinker right there in a 2-0 count and got some weak contact. So, the only thing I see from him sometimes is might drop his arm slot a bit too low. His hand might drop a little bit, and then he kind of loses the effectiveness of his pitches. Loses the strike zone a little bit, loses some life on it. But, when he's on, very difficult look for a right-handed hitter. It's going to run into their hands, and then the slider is going to look pretty similar, and then it's going to run off the plate away from them. So one time through, he's very uncomfortable for these right-handed hitters to see.
Great point, yeah. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 0-1 on Marcoux. Harsany got those first 2 outs on just 4 pitches, looking for a real quick inning. The 0-1, wave and a miss, 0-2. Marcoux, he's been on base in 1 of his 3 trips. He's a line out, a pop up, and a walk. Low and away. Right idea there from Harsany, 1-2.
Yeah, so as we're sitting here looking at the TrackMan with the advanced metrics on it, he's got a 4'7" release height. So from the ground to where his hand is at ball release, it's only 4 feet 7 inches off the ground.
That is tough, especially on those right-handed hitters. The 1-2 popped up on the infield left side, Patrick Baggett makes the catch, and a real quick 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th for Jacob Harsany. 3-3, we head to the 9th on the USPBL television network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Ninth inning here at Jimmy John's Field. 3-3. The Unicorns and the Diamond Hoppers still tied up. We've been tied up since the bottom of the 5th. Unicorns had 2 runs in the 3rd and then 1 more in the top of the 5th. And then the Diamond Hoppers got all 3 of theirs in the bottom of the 5th. New pitcher for the Diamond Hoppers, it'll be Luke Drummond. Drummond, the 24-year-old native of Temple Terrace in Florida, a right-hander, nice size, 6'4", 240 pounds, played collegiately at Division III, Birmingham Southern College in Alabama.
Another guy with a tough look. He's got a very tight, short arm action, so he hides the ball exceptionally well. Kind of takes off at the end on the hitters, so at times it has kind of ride and run into it, and sometimes it's sink and run. So, you know, to decipher what that fastball is going to do out of him with limited time to see it with the way his arm works, it's definitely difficult on the right-handed hitters, and then he's got a pretty good slider to couple with it. So he's had a lot of success here, you know, so this is obviously one of their guys that they go to in this type of situation. That's why he's in the ball game.
And it's interesting, they brought him in a spot here where 2 of the 3 scheduled hitters are left-handers. It's a young USPBL fan right there. Yeah, they did. They brought him in the spot here where 2 of the 3 hitters are left-handers. He has Gooden, Aberrett, Baker. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Heart of the order for the Unicorns here in the top of the 9th. Teddy Rodquist and Justin Karn, top of the 9th inning, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Freaky Fast, Jimmy John's, 3-3, Unicorns, Diamond Hoppers. Luke Drummond ready to go. Lucas Gooden, first pitch swinging, foul back to the screen. Gooden's been on base a couple of times tonight. Single and a walk, 1 for 3, the 0-1, right down the middle, 0-2.
Yeah, that's a good fastball. That was a front hip fastball. Gooden read it as a ball coming in, and it ran back over the inside part of the plate. So that's a one that they probably shut down once they see where it's headed, and then Drummond's able to bring that back over the plate, that's in terms of fastball command or throwing a fastball for a strike, I'd say bringing that back on your glove side is probably the hardest thing to do. So to be able to do that, it's a huge advantage for him when he does face these left-handed hitters.
Absolutely. Quickly 0-2. Gooden used his timeout there. Steps back in. He's ready to go now. Wagging the bat over the left shoulder. Takes strike 3 on the outside corner. He didn't like the call. It was a borderline pitch. Could have gone either way, and they rung him up on it. First out here in the top of the 9th. Felix Aberrett to the plate.
That was 91. With some pretty good metrics there. So, you know, combine that with that tough look with that arm action where it's hidden very well, very deceptive. You know, that's why.
Aberrett,
right
first pitch swinging, a little soft ground ball through the right side, a base hit. First hit of the night for Aberrett, second time he's been on base. Now the designated hitter, Josh Baker.
Baker can put on a show in BP. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch him, but that hill is that's somewhere where he frequently goes in BP. So he got 4 this year. He's definitely a guy that can lose one.
36 game for Baker. He started all 36 games. Those 4 home runs Justin mentioned and 17 RBI. 1 on, 1 out here in top of the 9th. He takes ball 1. Baker's got a ground ball to short, fly ball to right, and a strikeout swinging tonight. And here's a ground ball right side. First baseman Burke down to Pup. Back to Drummond covering, and it's an inning-ending 1-6-3 double play. Nicely done by the Diamond Hoppers. 3-3 through 8.5, the bottom of the 9th of the other side, the USPBL television network.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Bottom of the 9th inning at Jimmy John's Field. Same score we've had since the bottom of the 5th inning. Unicorns 3, Diamond Hoppers 3. A chance for the Diamond Hoppers to potentially win it in walk-off fashion. Got a new pitcher for the Unicorns here. It'll be number 51, the right-hander Ben Kreisen. 23-year-old native of Punta Gorda, Florida. Played collegiately at Murray State. 6'1", 208 pounds. Kreisen, let's see what his repertoire is looking like here. 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, 4-pitch offering.
He's got very good stuff. If you look at his just velocity coupled with the metrics that come with that, he's got a really high vertical break fastball, so it's going to be probably a ball and a half or 2 above where the hitter thinks it's going to go. And then he couples that with a really tight, short, sharp slider, and then he also has another breaking ball that, is pretty wipeout. So he's a guy that if he pitches up in the zone with his fastball, he can tunnel pretty well with those really good secondary pitches that he spins up to 3,000, which, that's in the top probably 5% in the big leagues.
That's elite territory, yeah.
He can spin the ball for sure. He's done a really good job. I believe he closed at Murray State this year, 5 or 6 saves. So, a guy used to this situation as well. So, attack the strike zone with his good stuff and let his defense work.
This is a 9th game this year out of that Unicorn bullpen for Kreisen. He's 0-3 with a 4.32 ERA and 8 1/3 innings. Opponents hitting .278 against him, but the strikeout to walk ratio is pretty good. 13 strikeouts and only 3 walks.
Yeah, the only times I've seen him get into trouble is when he's maybe thigh high with his fastball, because that kind of takes away how his fastball works. It doesn't necessarily play as well there, so you can be down usually with his type of fastball and kind of bring it up to the knee where the hitter might read it below the zone, or you could be at the top of the zone and run it above. But you kind of get to that thigh high, and it looks like it's going to go up a little bit to the hitter's eye, so it kind of goes right to where their swing plane is. So if he can stay away from that part of the strike zone, he's going to be very successful.
He'll have the 3-4-5 hitters, heart of the Diamond Hopper order to deal with, beginning with Joey Burke. He begins him with ball 1. Burke 1 for 3 tonight. He had that double, he got thrown out trying to stretch into a triple, and he couple of ground balls. One of them of the double play variety. Swings and misses here, 1-1.
And there's that good 85 mile per hour, 3,000 RPM slider.
Fell off the table, yeah.
Very good pitch.
3-3 our score. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Real brisk pace. This game's moved along well, and the Diamond Hoppers a chance to walk it off. Inside there from Kreisen, 2-1. Chance to walk it off and complete a comeback win. Utica led this game 3-0. going into the bottom of the 5th, and then 3 Diamond Hopper runs tied it up in the bottom of the 5th, and that's where we've been ever since. Now in the bottom of the 9th, presented by United Wholesale Mortgage. 2-1, high fastball, swing and a miss, 2-2 on Burke.
That's where that fastball plays. Joe's a very good fastball hitter. He's a very good hitter in general, but Joe's just an excellent fastball hitter. So behind in the count right there, he challenged him with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Was able to get it by him. So, just that's where that fastball needs to be, top of the zone or the very bottom of the zone.
Yep, exactly. Stay out of the middle of the plate. A 2-2 from Kreisen to Joe Burke. Leading off here at the bottom of the 9th. Got him looking, strike 3. Nice pitch, Kreisen. And I don't think Burke was even necessarily arguing the call there. I think he was more just disappointed himself. I think he knew it.
Yeah, I think so too. That was a really sharp late action pitch. That was really depthy, and I think Joe maybe was selling out for a heater there.
And now here has been what has been possibly the most dangerous Diamond Hopper bat tonight, Bryant Schellenbarger. Takes ball 1 outside, and that is the first time of Schellenbarger's 4 trips tonight that he has not swung at the first pitch. It's the first time he will see multiple pitches. Big cut and a miss by Schellenbarger, who certainly can end this game with 1 swing in the bat. 1-1 now the count.
That's a great example of his stuff right there. The previous pitch was a curveball and had negative 20 inches of vertical break, and then that was a fastball with positive 20 inches of vertical break. So you got 40 inches between those 2 pitches.
Huge discrepancy.
75 to 95, with 40 inches split between those 2. So when he's locating, it's a tough time at the plate.
That'll play in just about any league, yeah. 2-1 as that pitch missed low.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the metrics that the affiliate teams are really high on right now.
Love to see it. The 2-1 to Schellenbarger. Ground ball through the right side, a base hit. His second hit of the night. And the winning run on base for the Diamond Hoppers here in the bottom of the 9th in the form of the native Buckeye, Bryant Schellenbarger.
And that's that location we're talking about when it's thigh high. It just doesn't play as well, so Shelley was able to get to that ball. So that's probably just a little adjustment in terms of his philosophy to pitching that he needs to make to really maximize his stuff and how his stuff plays against the hitters.
So you're fortunate to keep Schellenbarger in the ballpark, but he does reach with the single, and now you have another tough left-handed hitter to deal with, Joe Califoot. 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Califoot, first pitch swinging, foul ball over by his own dugout, third base side. 1 for 3 tonight for Joe Califoot. .6'3", 215 pounds, turned 23 years old back on July 8th. Joe Califoot did the 0-1. In the dirt, it'll get away from Aberrett enough for Schellenbarger to move up to second base. 1-1, and now the winning run is in scoring position here with 1 out in the 9th.
Interesting decision here. Are they going to put him on and set up a double play that could get him out of the inning and set him to sudden victory, or are they going to go after Califoot?
If you do put Califoot on, like you said, Justin, it would put runners on first and second, so it'd set up a double play, and you would have the righty-on-righty matchup with Anthony Flores in the on-deck circle. It's not going to be an intentional walk, at least. They're at least going to give the appearance of going after him. And they do go right after him, swing and a miss. 1-2 on Califoot.
Good pitch, back foot slider. Tough pitch.
3-3 our score. Justin Karn and Teddy Rydquist, bottom of the 9th inning. The USPBL television network, Unicorns, Diamond Hoppers. We've been 3-3 since the bottom of the 5th. The potential winning run at second base. The 1-2, Joe Califoot pops it up, foul territory, third base side, and it'll go off the top of the screen. As soon as it hits the screen, it is a dead ball there, so it was just out of play.
He tried to go right back to that pitch that he swung over, and he hung it a little bit, so he left it in the strike zone. Didn't have quite the same action to it, so he's fortunate that was just fouled off. It was a really good pitch the previous time. He just wasn't able to execute it the same way that second pitch.
Schellenbarger, the Diamond Hopper at second base. He's a large young man, 6'2", 230 pounds, but has deceptive speed. He's surprisingly fast for his size, so he could score at a base hit. The 1-2 to Califoot. Tried to check his swing, and he did not. Home plate umpire brings him up. He did go around a much-needed strikeout for Ben Kreisen, second out here in the bottom of the ninth.
There's that elevated 94-mile-per-hour fastball. It's very the whiff rate on that pitch in this league with those guys that have that type of fastball is really high, and across Major League Baseball and affiliated ball and independent baseball. That's a pitch that, again, kind of like that sweeper. That's a pretty last 5 years. That's a pitch that everybody's kind of gravitated towards.
Absolutely. 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. They'll leave it up to Anthony Flores. He takes one below the strike zone for ball 1. Flores 0 for 3 tonight. Schellenbarger, the potential winning run at second base. Schellenbarger singled through the right side and then moved up to second base on a wild pitch. 3-3, bottom of the ninth, 1-0. Now 2-0 on Flores, another wild pitch. This one in the dirt. Schellenbarger moves up 90 feet to third base. 2-0 the count, and the winning run only 90 feet away.
Yeah, those good sliders there in the dirt. Those are tough. Obviously, that one was a little bit in front of the plate, so that's just kind of a do-or-die type block. But those are generally going to go the opposite direction in which they're thrown. So if he's going to throw that towards the left-handed batter's box, a lot of times it goes back towards the right-handed batter's box. So you really got to beat that ball to the spot. If you're late at all, it's really hard to direct it back over that plate.
The 2-1, Flores checked his swing, did not go, or the 2-0, Flores checked his swing, did not go around, now 3-0. And it looks like they're just going to put him on here, yeah. The Unicorns electing to intentionally walk Anthony Flores in a 3-0 count. So that'll put runners on the corners with 2 outs. Schellenbarger at third, Flores at first, Taj Porter, switch hitting catcher. He'll hit lefty against the righty at the plate. Taj Porter drove in a run already, had an RBI double in this game, and now a chance to win it for the Diamond Hoppers with a hit right here. 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth. Ben Kreisen, Taj Porter, first pitch, ball 1 upstairs.
He just missed there on the 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Taj seems to be seeing the ball pretty well today, so this is a big-time matchup.
Yeah, this is a great at-bat, an exciting finish here. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1.
Crowd like that swing.
A big cut from Porter. He was trying to end it. But right now, any hit will end it. Does not have to be a home run, as cool as that would be to see. 1-1 the count, 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, 3-3 Unicorn Diamond Hopper. Another big swing and another miss, 1-2 now on Porter.
Yeah, that top of the zone again. So, he's got some things to play with here. He could probably tunnel a back foot slider off that if he thinks Taj is going to cheat to that pitch again and probably get him to swing over it. You just obviously got to worry about maybe overthrowing it, spiking it, and that balling up to the backstop and ending the game.
Right. I do like that back foot slider, though. And I think they tried to do that, and they hit him with it. So on a 1-2 pitch, a hit-by pitch, and that'll load the bases as Porter reaches first. Well, as disappointing as hitting him in, putting him on first base is, that, to your point, Justin, that might have been better than if you put it in the dirt and potentially lose this game on a wild pitch.
Yeah, he's executed some of those back foot sliders, left-hand hitters really well, and then others he's, been a little bit too fine on and overthrown, and they've ended up in the dirt. So, depending on what he does here, that'll be Pup at the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs.
That's right.
Tie game. Can't ask for much more, right?
It's coming right down to the end here in the USPBL Television Network. 3-3, Unicorns Diamond Hoppers, bottom of the ninth inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Alex Pup at the plate against Ben Kreisen, 1-0 the count. Pup waves and misses at a pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Pop 0 for 3 tonight, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th, which was not an ordinary sacrifice fly. It was a really nice sliding catch by Phil Matuli out there. The 1-1 from Kreisen to Pup. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2, and Kreisen's 1 strike away from getting out of this and sending us to a 10th.
Yeah, Ben's just got to really focus on executing this, where whatever he goes with, just executing it, and not trying to do too much, because that's a lot of the times if you're trying to make that pitch better than the last one, that,
right.
you might fly open or you might pull it or something might happen when you're trying to be overly fine. Just get it where it needs to go and don't try to be too much better than the last one.
Here it is. Got him looking outside corner. Perfect pitch from Ben Kreisen. The Diamond Hoppers leave them loaded in the bottom of the 9th. We will head to a 10th, still tied at 3 on the USPBL television network.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. We are going to the USPBL's version of extra innings. We are tied at 3 after 9, and this is not traditional extra innings. What we have is a coin flip at home plate here in the UPS sudden death extra innings, where the coach that wins the coin toss gets to decide whether they want to play offense or defense, and if their team scores, they win. If they don't, they lose. And the result of the coin toss has been decided. The Diamond Hoppers will be hitting. The Unicorns will be playing defense here. So what that means is if the Diamond Hoppers score, they win. If they don't, the Unicorns win.
It's always interesting how the pitcher approaches these warm-ups, because he just got done with probably 16 to 18 pitches in that inning. He took maybe a 90-second break, so is he going to let it rip for these 8 warm-up pitches, or is he just going to kind of, feel his mechanics, get down the mound, and get it in there where he wants to go? A lot of strategy goes into that, how you're going to approach it defensively, and then offensively. Are you going to bunt? Are you going to try to run? Everybody kind of tries to do their own different version of it, maybe depending on where they're at in the lineup or who they're facing, on the mound. So, everybody tries to play every situation in this sudden victory a little bit different depending on the situation. So it definitely makes for an entertaining finish to a game for the fans here.
Yeah, the sudden victory. The Diamond Hoppers will have a runner that begins on first base. It'll be Alex Pup, who struck out looking to end the 9th there. And like you said, Justin, that's a good point. You talk about picking up at the number 9 spot here in the order. You very well could be a bunting situation.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, from my experience with this format, if you see that first guy bunt, then a lot of times you're going to walk the next guy. Problem with that in this situation is you have Noah Marcoux up third this inning. So
right, you start getting in the 2, 3, 4 hitters.
One of the better hitters in the league. I think he's leading the league in batting average at the moment, right around 350. So it's probably not a situation where you're trying to get to Marcoux with a runner on second base if you're on defense. So, Skip Johnson over there is definitely, Jim Essian's definitely going to be pulling whatever he can, any trick he can to try to get his team a win.
Exactly. It's all out on the table now. The strategy in full force. Do whatever you have to do. So Pup at first base. 3-3 in the 10th inning here, our sudden victory here in the USPBL. You pick up where you left off in your batting order. Pup was the last out, struck out looking to end a ninth, so he'll be the extra runner there at first base. And then you have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Chandler Dunn, Luis Acevedo, Noah Marcoux. Same pitcher that ended the ninth for the Unicorns, Ben Kreisen, right back out here in sudden victory.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, there's a really good arm on the mound here, but if you look like an expected run chart, if you get the leadoff guy on first base, it's right around an average of 1 run per inning. So, you know, if you look just in terms of like the odds and how it plays out over the course of a major league season or a college season, you know, the offense might have a little bit of an advantage here, based off of those probabilities, but you know, all you need is a couple strikeouts or a ground ball right here, and then the odds greatly flip in your favor. So.
First pitch, and Dunn was indeed trying to sacrifice bunt, but he bunted it foul down the first base line.
Yeah, he's really, really going to have to work to the top of the baseball, even more so than usual with those metrics we were referencing earlier out of Kreisen here. It's just going to give that appearance. If you played the game growing up, that fastball looks like it's rising. You know, even though it doesn't, that's what it looks like, and that's the kind of fastball that Kreisen has. So, you know, you really got to play above it with your barrel to get that ball down.
And Kreisen went with that fastball right there and missed below the strike zone with it 1-1. 3-3 Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers in sudden victory here in the USPBL Television Network. A Friday night fireworks spectacular presented by Magna after the game. Chandler Dunn trying to get this sacrifice bunt down, and he'll take ball 2, 2-1 now.
He's certainly trying to get him to pop the bunt up, you know, but you don't want to live and die by that because you do need to get the ball in the strike zone and force some action here. Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. There's your second disengagement of the at-bat, so
that's right.
That changes things.
Second disengagement rule is if you throw over on a third time, you have to record an out. Missed upstairs again, now 3-1 on the number 9 hitter, Chandler Dunn, here in the 10th inning.
Let's see if Hoppers manager Ryan Cockey keeps the bunt on here in a 3-1 count, or he lets him. Yep, he is.
He should get something in the zone here. He missed with it, up and in, ball 4. So the number 9 hitter, Chandler Dunn, draws a walk, and the Diamond Hoppers in business. Pup on second, Dunn on first with no one out here in the 10th.
Pretty good looking pitch right there, but just didn't get the call.
Yeah, that looked borderline. Back to the top of the order, number 44, Luis Acevedo.
Well, I'd imagine this. You know, this would be interesting too, because if he bunts, if Acevedo bunts here, then I would imagine Marcoux probably will get an intentional walk to set up the double play.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going to swing at least for the first pitch, maybe give him one pitch and then go to it.
Acevedo swings in the first pitch and fouls it back into the seats. Maybe about 50 feet and a little bit to the right in front of us here, 0-1.
It looks like the Unicorns have on kind of a standard bunt defense, but he might be pushing back off of this right now with that swing. So a lot of times the strategy is you give him one swing and then maybe you go to the bunt here. So we'll see what happens. If he can get it towards the third baseman, that's a hard play to make, especially with where he's starting right now. So that's
absolutely.
Yeah, that could really open this inning up for him.
Third baseman Weber behind the bag, a couple of steps behind the bag. Acevedo takes ball 1, low and in. Weber about 10 feet off the line and a few steps behind the bag. So you're right. If Acevedo can lay something down left side, that's exactly what the Diamond Hoppers are looking for. Up and in, 2-1.
Looked like Donovan Curiel had a daylight play on there and tried to crash behind Pup at second base. And Creighton had just already spun his head around to deliver the pitch. So he might have rushed once he saw that play.
Upstairs again, 3-1, and Kreisen has to come after Acevedo here unless he wants to deal with Noah Marcoux with the bases loaded and no one out. 2 on, no one out here in the 10th inning. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. Count fills up. Right call. Nice pitch there from Kreisen at the knees, outside corner to Acevedo, who takes his time out here with the full count.
Huge pitch here.
Huge pitch. Pup at second base, who began the inning at first base. And Dunn at first base drew a walk. Acevedo fouled back to the screen, just got a piece of it, will do it again. .272 this season for Luis Acevedo. A home run, 10 RBI, 20 runs scored. And a chance to win it for the Diamond Hoppers with a base hit right here. Foul back to the screen, so Acevedo will see at least 9 pitches in this at-bat. Missed with it low and away. Ball 4. Acevedo draws a walk off Ben Kreisen, and now the bases are loaded here with no one out. 4, as you said, Justin Karn, one of the league's top hitters, Noah Marcoux. Very troublesome spot for the Utica Unicorns. We get a mound visit here to talk about it.
Yeah, Marcoux missed a good chunk of the season with some hamstring issues, but when he's been in there, you know, he's been one of the most consistent offensive players in the league. So, you know, for the Hoppers, this is probably a pretty comfortable spot you're in. You know, you're just looking for Marcoux to stay within himself and have his normal type of at bat and not expand the zone and try to do too much. You know, get a pitch to drive, get a pitch to hit, get the barrel on, and, you know, all he's really got to do is get a ball medium depth with the type of runner that Pup is at third base. You know, that should probably do enough to get him in.
Agreed. Home plate umpire coming out to the pitcher's mound right now.
I think we're going to see something interesting here. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think we're going to see a 5-man
right.
infield.
Yep, there's someone. Pastor, center fielder, looks like he's grabbing a different glove.
Yeah, we're going to have a 5-man infield here.
They're going to bring Pastor, maybe play him in kind of like that rover position behind second base. Both umpires out at the pitcher's mound as they talk about it. .3-3 Unicorns Diamond Hoppers in the 10th inning. Sudden victory here in the USPBL. If the Diamond Hoppers score, that's it. No matter how they score, 1 run, game over. The Unicorns, in order for them to win, they will not have to bat. They just will have to prevent the Diamond Hoppers from scoring here. But with the bases loaded and no outs, it's a tall task, and it is the 5-man infield you were talking about, Justin. Nick Pastor, the center fielder, will come in and play on the right side of the infield. First pitch, foul ball off the bat of Noah Marcoux. You got Pastor, number 22. He's over there on the right side of the infield between Curiel and Gooden, between the first baseman and second baseman. 0-1 to Marcoux. Tried to check his swing on a pitch in the dirt and did. He held up 1-1.
This is a good aggressive play by manager Jim Essien here. He's really trying to sell out for the double play. He's overloading the right side of the infield. Marcoux pulls the ball very well, so they overloaded that pull side of the infield. Pretty much leaving left field completely wide open. They've shifted him more to center.
There's a ground ball right side but foul. 1-2. Jim Essien, the manager of the Utica Unicorns, great baseball mind, been around a long time. His club looking to string together back-to-back wins here. But Ben Kreisen's got to find a way to retire Noah Marcoux here. 1-2 the count. Low and away, 2-2. Nice job by Felix Abaret there to handle that pitch that was almost in the dirt. Two is high, 3-2, and now something's got to give. Justin Karn, bases loaded, no outs.
Yeah.
Full count.
I have a hard time believing he's going to go to the slider. I think he's probably going to try to beat him with that fastball here. So Marcou's a great fastball hitter. We'll see what happens.
It was the fastball, and Marcoux grounded it foul down in front of the Unicorn dugout in the first base side. So we'll do it again.
Certainly cheating to that one. Started early, got into a good position, just a little bit quick through.
3-3, sudden victory here, 10th inning, USPBL, Diamond Hoppers and Unicorns. Marcoux will ask for and get time from the home plate umpire. All right, now we're all set. Payoff pitch, here it is. Ball game on the line. Fly ball left side, more of a pop-up. Foul territory. Third baseman Jared Weber will make the catch, and a huge out for Ben Kreisen in the Utica Unicorns. Now 1 out here, and potentially now a ground ball could get you out of this.
And Pastor's going back to the outfield.
That's
here.
right. Yep, go back to the traditional 4 infielders, 3 outfielders. The idea for Jim Messian worked, although it didn't really come into play since it ended up being a pop-up to the foul territory on the left side. But they did record the out. That's the most important thing. 1 out. We're still tied at 3. Joe Burke at the plate. Doesn't get a whole lot easier for Kreisen. Marcoux, now Burke. Takes ball 1 outside.
Yeah, that 5-man infield, such an unusual look. You don't see that very often. You know, sometimes you wonder maybe as a hitter, you're looking out there and you're seeing all those guys, and maybe you're trying to change your approach a little bit outside of what you're comfortable doing. And maybe that, you know, affected the at-bat a little bit, just the positioning and how many guys were on that side of the field you like to play with. So, you know, not only just the fact that there's more guys out there, there might be a little bit of mental games that goes into that.
For sure. 2-0 the count on Burke. I mean, even subconsciously, you're used to things being a certain way, and when it's different, yeah, it can throw you off. Now 3-0 as Kreisen misses the outside corner, and he's got to throw. The top power hitter in the league, the USPBL leader in home runs and RBI, has to throw him a strike here or risk losing the game via walk.
Well, Joe will swing 3-0. I don't know if this is a spot for it, but Joe will swing 3-0.
And it was not the spot for it. He takes ball 4. A walk-off walk for Joe Burke. Alex Pup, who started the inning at first base, as the extra runner scores, and the Diamond Hoppers will win 4-3, completing the comeback. They were down 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th, got 3 runs back in the 5th, and now the final run here in the 10th, the sudden victory. Run through a quick recap here. So the Diamond Hoppers beat the Utica Unicorns 4-3 in 10 innings. The sudden victory here in the USPBL. The Unicorns nearly strung together consecutive wins. They had a 3-0 lead after 4.5. The Unicorns got 2 in the 3rd and then 1 more in the 5th. The Diamond Hoppers, however, answered with 3 in the 5th, and that's how we stayed for the scheduled advertised length. That's how we stayed through 9, tied at 3, then went to a 10th. Diamond Hoppers loaded the bases with no one out. The Unicorns were able to get 1 out when Ben Kreisen got Noah Marcoux to foul out, but then a bases-loaded walk. Joe Burke picks up his league-leading 34th RBI, and the Diamond Hoppers snap a 2-game skid with a 4-3 lead. For Justin Karn, I'm Teddy Rydquist from the USPBL Television Network.
with diamond hoppers, ain't too many of the teams can defeat us. You on the sideline, warming up the benches. Need a lesson, I can show you, I can teach ya. You see a diamond hopper fan, point 'em out, ayy. Fly ball, catch a frog, walk it out, ayy. Every time we score, I'm throwing up my diamond. Both hands in the air, same time, and let's rock.